Hello, wonderful cat here. Welcome back to Cinderella Phenomenon, where today we are saving Chewie. Before we begin, don't forget to comment, leave a like, and subscribe button with your tongue, and let's jump into the episode. Let's just hope we chose the right what should I call it? What are they called? Choices. There we go. Not like mother. Okay. Is this new? Yes, it's new! It's new! Yes! So excited. Chewie, don't listen to him. Just look at all these men you cannot save. All of these men dying before your eyes. I. Chewie, we have to get away from here. How many people have you really saved? In the grand scheme of things, you have no talent. That is why you sought help from a witch. Oh no, that's not good. Mythos' voice is oddly calm, and I can feel some sort of presence in the air that is different from normal. I can too. A knight plunges a sword through another's gut, causing him to lose his sword. The sword scatters across the floor, gleaming underneath the moonlight. I look desperately at Chewie and realize that the magic is already working its way into him. He did not see anyone except for Mythos, who is still smiling at him from behind all of the knights. I glance at the sword, remembering what Chewie taught me. Mythos is unguarded right now, but I have better judgment than that, and I told Chewie that I was going to steer clean of the burden of taking someone's life. I have a promise to keep. Catherine, what are you thinking, girl? I gazed up at Chewie and realized that this was how he looked every time he regained a memory, like he was stuck in his own mind. There is only one thing I can think of to get him out of this trance. Is there? I clench my hand into a fist. Is there? And I punch Chewie. What? Excuse me, what now? Ow! God's my face! Okay, yeah, I applaud that. Impossible! Chewie's eyes clear, and when he looks at me, I can tell he's distraught, but his eyes are seeing the present. Sorry, I thought I lost you. Had to punch you just to make sure. I suppose I needed that, didn't I? Chewie smiles sheepishly. It is fleeting and gone by the time we both turn to Mythos again. Chewie looks straight past the still fighting knights. If this bothers Chewie, which it must, he hides it beneath a neutral expression. How did you break my spell? You cannot even use any magic. She didn't break it with magic. She broke it with the power of love. Friends, Chewie. Friendship. Let's stick with friendship at the moment. I stare at him skeptically. We both knew that is not true, and I know Chewie well enough to know that he does not mean that. But Mythos looks furious. Love? Ha! As if some fairy tale love could save you from this predicament. Princess, you're a witch. We feed off negativity, off of chaos and loathing. Love serves us no power. Life is about balance. Catherine taught me that. Okay, you're welcome. And though I might not be able to uphold a balance of negatives and positives myself, I am at least going to try. You could try to do the same. Maybe look beyond your depressing life and start reaching for something that gives you happiness. Something that won't plummet you into the same darkness. Mythos snaps his fingers and the knights all freeze. They then they turn to a sword raised. I can't read today. I do not need to be lectured by some lovesick fool. By all means, cling to your love. I will show you how fragile it is. Witches do not need love. Are you sure? Are you sure about that? Okay. Mythal holds out his hands, and the knights begin to their steadily, deadly march towards us. Chewie takes my hand and pulls me back. But I see my opening in the narrative. Mythos enjoys inflicting pain with his words. And I can do the same. Catherine, you okay there, girl? If you do not need love, if you do not need affection, then why are you doing all of this for Mother? I am not. You are doing it to be recognized. Why? Every student wants to impress their teacher. His words are calm, but there is a desperation in them. Mother was Mythil's teacher. I had thought he was just reviving her as another witch, but do you know Mythos? A long time ago, we both shared the same teacher. Wait, Walt, are you? Oh yeah, that's when we found out he was a witch. So Walt was Mother's student. Oh, this is awkward. No, I cannot think about that now, but I can use this to my advantage. I do not remember Mother's students in the release, but one of them turned out right. The other did not, and I can see the bitterness in you. It is the same bitterness I held, only yours goes deeper. I will not sway, you will not sway me with your foolish words. The knights begin to rush us. Their run is more of a pathetic shuffle, given the harmed state that they are in, but this does not slow them down. We're going to run. But I can do this. Trust me, princess. I will protect you no matter what happens. Just please don't die. Please don't die on me. He grabs my hand, and we wait. I can see Chewie's eyes darting around as he searches for an opening. I can feel the pulse of his quickened heartbeat through his hand, and I know he is panicking. Oh dear, what's that? Is that parfait? I think that's parfait. Suddenly, there is a massive, luminescent golden wall in front of us. The knights stumble back right into it, their swords hitting the bright barrier. Yeah, it's Parfait! Are you two okay? Parfait rushes to stand in front of us. Mythos' expression is cold, angry glare. He measures the situation with critical eyes, and then he turns away and begins to start down the hall. Ugh. Parfait collapsed to one knee, an arm outstretched to maintain the barrier. Then Laura appeared. She is flustered and bleeding on one arm, but she still stands straight. Oh, there's another one. The Laura holds up her hand and summons fire. Put down the shield, Parfait. I have this. Parfait releases the shield, and the magic project shoots out at the knights. The two edges of the knight, the two edge of the knights. What? The two edge the knights back into the hallway, but I can see Parfait growing weaker and weaker by the moment. Parfait takes a deep, shuddering breath as she tries to stand. When she fails it again, Chewie takes a step forward and looks at her urgently. Lady Parfait! I'm fine, don't fuss. Her breathing is labored, but she still manages to smile. I fought in the Great War. This is nothing. She looks at me and Chewie. You two need to leave. But you're fine. I just need to gather my energy. Okay, if you say so, girl. A spell from Delora sends the knights sprawling to the ground after she creates a heavy downpour of rain that quickly turns into ice. You two keep going. The entrance is clear. I notice the witches that have been standing behind Mythos approach us. Delora stands at the ready. I can tell she is hiding a great amount of stress behind her smirk. Her face slowly gets to her feet. We fight together, Delora. There's no one I'd rather have fighting by my side, Fate. Come on, Princess. We still have an opening. Alright, let's go. We head around the sign. Parfait erects a shield to protect us from any magic that comes our way, and Delora summons a whirlwind as a distraction. Ow! My foot is grazed by fire magic, causing me to stumble, but I force myself into a limping sprint regardless. This is nothing. Go, Catherine, go! Oh, you poor thing. At the entrance, I pause in the middle of the room. The main entrance hall is eerily silent. And then I see Mythos edging his way into the king's throne room. He is holding tight to Emma. He notices me watching and smiles. Oh no! You let go of Emma right here, right now, man. Then he disappears into the throne room. We have to follow him and save Emma. Princess, he has Emma, my sister. Chewie's posture and expression are indecisive, but mine's are not. I know Mythos is baiting me, but I cannot leave her alone. My gaze moves around the hallway as I search for other knights. The palace is empty, but it is not long before we hear footsteps. I tense at the sound, and Joey holds tightly to my hand. Then suddenly, as the figure draws nearer, I recognize him, even if he seems a completely different, older person. But what? Walt, you grew up. I finally found you. You look a little tall there, man. Walt, you you broke your own curse, but how? Chewie stares at him in awe. Now I now dub you Walt the Big. There was never a Walt the Small. Walt shakes his head. And I broke my curse unexpectedly. I actually found the item I needed while I was searching around. But I can explain more later. For now, we have to go after Mythos. Do you know where he is? He is in the throne room, of course. Mythos stands in the middle of the empty throne room, holding Emma to him. He has his hands around her neck. No sudden moves, you three, or the girl dies. Leave them alone. And I know how much death bothers you. With a start, I realize he is talking to Walt. All three of us are frozen. Myth. Traitor. Also, he's the traitor. That was the father. Close enough, I guess. Why can't you see that Hildred wasn't trying to teach us, she was trying to corrupt us? Silence, traitor! You betrayed her. During the war, you betrayed our own teacher. Betrayed? Hildred was corrupted. She cannot be saved. How dare you use her name? Mythos' fingers tighten on Emma's throat, and I can see the tears running down her face. She's sobbing. Her sobbing is quiet, but it still reaches my ears in the silent room. Varg! Oh no, this isn't good. Varg appears from the darkness, as he did before. He smiles at all of us from behind Mythos. eyes glinting mischievously. "You didn't finish the job." "You were awfully vague when you told me to take care of them. You know, most people would assume that meant entertaining them and offering them refreshments." "I would have liked a refreshment, thank you." "Obey me." "I don't like this." Vard turns to us. He draws the sword he used earlier, his smile fading. I think I see something like pain in his eyes, but then I think it might be my imagination. Maybe it's pain. He looks stoic as he moves towards us. When Walt moves, Mythil's hands tighten over Emma's neck and she cries out. Chewie is watching everything quietly. The concern in his eyes is muted by the urgency. I follow his gaze around the room, wondering what he is searching for. "Myth, is it? You were injured during the Great War. I tended to you once." "Stabbed in the stomach. You needed stitches for it." I feel Mythil's confusion before I see it. For just a few moments, though, his gaze is centered on Chewie, his eyes probing him for information. "No one came to you. Your teacher must have thought you were too weak, that you would die." Oh, gosh. You made him angry, man? I was gonna say hangry. Maybe he is hangry. Mythil's hands fly away from Emma's neck as he lunges towards Chewie with a snarl, expression mad. The room breaks out into chaos then. I feel the rise of magic beside me as Walt readies a spell, the tension of Chewie's body as he prepares to shield me, and lastly I see Varg zip across the room. Everything goes white. I don't like where this is going. Please be alive. That's all I really ask for. Just be alive. When I look up, I see Walt standing in front of me with the shield. Mythil's hand lies flat against the shield, and I can feel the heat of his magic. Varg lies on the ground beside his fallen sword, unconscious from the impact of magic. Even Chewie is on his knees. I rush towards the sword. At the same moment, Walt pushes Mythos back into the ground. Then, sword in hand, I stand above Mythos and aim it at his neck. The blade touches his skin without sinking into it. Emma's hiding behind the throne, staring out at the scene with shock on her tear-stained face. "Will you kill me?" Mythos' smile is a mere shadow of itself. Oh gosh. Does she remember this? "I have seen man who is like a man who clings desperately to life. Life is precious." Oh, I remember this part. The desperation is in Mythos' eyes now. A man that clings to life. Catherine, what will you do? It would be so easy to slice his throat. I have seen so much bloodshed on this night. And it was all caused by Mythos. If I kill him, I can stop all of it. But that would make me no better than Mother. I dropped the sword. Mythos actually stops to stare at me in shock. "I am not like Mother, and I will not kill you for revenge." No sooner have I said those words that I felt a sudden heat in my chest. My hand instantly reaches up to grab the necklace around my neck. And then there is a bright light. Another one? When the night light clears, a new source of light catches my eyes. "It's the slippers! We did it, guys!" I stop to stare down at my feet, which are in glass slippers that shine so brightly they sparkle even in the dim light. "We did it, Catherine! We broke the spell!" But I have no time to admire the shoes or the weight that has fallen off my shoulders. I barely recognize that the fairy tale curse has been broken. Emma rises from behind the throne and screams, "Catherine, watch out!" Mythos has grabbed the sword with his hand and turned it around and is aiming it at my chest. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. It hits a barrier. Perfei stands beside me once more, her face devoid of any color, and I did not see her rush in here. She takes a step forward as if to shield me. "Out of my way!" Mythos draws his sword, back and plunges it again at the shield. This time the blade is coated with darkness. It pierces the it pierces that already flimsy sword. Oh gosh. The blade goes through. Oh no! Why, Parfait? Parfait's dead. Parfait's dead. She's dead. Oh gosh, we did. Parfait. Parfait grabs the blade and narrows her eyes at Mythos. I am sorry Hydra did not appreciate you. Something swells inside of me as I stare at Parfait. The sword is impaled in her, and yet, and I can see her eyes so glassy. I cannot speak, cannot breathe. Walt rushed forward with his magic to pin Mythos forcefully into the ground. He raises his hand, but it never comes down on time. A sword strikes past his shoulder, right at Mythos' neck. Ooh, another one dead. 2 people died today. When I turn, it is Chewie that is holding it. His body shakes as tears run down his cheeks. Oh no, this is not what I thought it was gonna go. I thought everything was gonna be happy, everything was gonna be fine, but no, we killed 2 people now. Mythos holds his neck as Chewie holds up the blade and throws it behind him. Out of the corner of my eyes, I catch movement that can only be Vork, but I do not care. Merely Parfait, do not move. We can take the sword out. We can. But I see a hopelessness in Chewie's expression, and I know that whatever wound Parfait took was lethal. I can see it in his eyes. I can see it in Parfait. There is no need to fuss. When Parfait falls, Walt grabs her and puts his hand over to the hilt of the sword. Chewie crumples beside her. He stares at the blood staining her dress with sorrow. I start to cry. Catherine, do not regret this. I am proud of you. The room is quiet, even with the newcomers that arrived. The knights and Karma watch the scene from the sidelines, all with grim looks on their face. Last to arrive is Delora, who sits down beside Parfait, with her lips pulled into an uptight frown. Her face is stern, but I can tell it is a mask. Parfait! That look doesn't suit you, Delora. I told you to stay back. Had I not been here in time, the princess would have. Her words fall apart as she begins to cough. Delora leans over her and shakes her head. I'm sorry I didn't come sooner. Everything is as it should be, Delora. Parfait cranes her neck to look up at me. Wipe away your tears, Catherine. What you did was a good deed. You spared a man's life, but life is not a fairy tale. Humans are good and bad. No, it isn't. But the fear of death makes a life even more valuable. Okay? Don't worry, Princess, I chose this. Parfait smiles, but it is mystified to see her smile when her body is slowly crumbling away in Walt's grasp. Parfait's body is what gives out first. Her eyes go next. They remain forced on me, still smiling. Her body begins to glow as her body slowly fades away. We lost Parfait. I'm sorry, guys. We lost her. Parfait! Parfait! Delora turns away. Even if she is not shedding any tears, it is clear that she is heartbroken. She closes her eyes and releases a shaky sigh. Sweet dreams, my friend. I do not know how long we will all stay in that room, mourning the loss of Parfait. Karma, Jury, and Garland eventually spread out to search for any remaining danger. At some point, they return with the king and the rest of the family. My reunion with my family is half-hearted. I do not know what to say to people that I hated only months ago. Despite the quiet, they all take me with open arms. The king stays by my side long after the others have left. Karma and the knights return to the market to tell the others the news. Walt goes to search the palace for any remaining resistance. Only Delora, Chewie, and the king and I remain. Chewie cries. I have never seen him cry before, but his heartbreak is my own. And we're back in this place. What happened was a nightmare, but it eventually ended. Last night, Varg escaped throne room. No one saw where he disappeared to in all of the chaos. I am beginning to believe that his faint was a trick. Since the night air had left everyone so tired, we were offered rooms in the palace. I came to my room with Chewie, where the two of us attempted to comfort each other with words. Chewie was especially shaken, being the one to kill Mythos. He was in tears for a long time. I was pretty sure that I must have fallen asleep sometime when we were talking, but I am lying in my bed, underneath my covers, and though I think for a few moments that it must be a figment of my imagination, it is not. Hey, he's sleeping! That's really close. Chewie is definitely lying right next to me, sleeping beneath those same covers. Okay, just slowly back away, girl. How did this happen? My thoughts exactly. I pull off the recollection of the previous day to stare at Chewie's face. His glasses are off, and without them his face seems strangely empty. He looks vulnerable, almost like a child, except his features are too handsome for that. Gee, Catherine, what am I thinking? Thank you. I slowly put my hand to his cheek and flinch when his eyebrows crease. Moments later, his eyes open. They are foggy this early in the morning. What is this? Have I been woken by my princess? Usually it is the prince that wakes the prince. Oh, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. I will always wonder how he manages to keep me smiling like this. Even when he is in pain, he forces a smile. But you are no prince, and I am not some damsel princess. Chewie closes his eyes again and sighs. There is only one way to break this spell of sleep. I flush as his lips curl into a mischievous smile. Still, his eyes do not open. I think about what happened last night. Parfait and Mythil's death, Varg's escape, everyone's heartbreak. Before I have to relive the burden, I can afford to lose myself in some happiness. I lean forward to kiss his smile. I break away from Chewie, startled. Princess? How distressing. What's the big ruins everything? I quickly slid out of bed, and Chewie sits up and puts on his glasses with a yawn. Good morning, Princess End. His eyes widen when he sees Chewie. Are you so tired that words have abandoned you, Waltz? Oh, maybe. No, I wanted to see if the princess was doing okay, if you were both all right, actually. He pauses to look at us, his eyebrows furrowed in thought. Though I can imagine just how tongue-tied you must be, you should speak if you have something to say. Walt sighs. I didn't want to bring this up so soon, but it's been on my mind the whole night. It's just, you didn't have to kill Myth. That was my job. What? Your job? I doubt that. Besides, I didn't want to kill him. It was a reaction. A reaction? The room goes silent for a few moments as Chewie stares down at the floor. He told me before that lives were valuable. That is why I tried to save Mythos, but in the end, my sparing his life forced Chewie to carry the burden of his death. He has already told me that it is not my fault. Parfait said that what I did was a good deed, but still, killing Mythos saved us more casualties. I hope I can convince Chewie of that. Most likely he will wrestle with that guilt for us for a long time. Ah, I turn my attention back to Waltz, and will the question to the back of my mind for the time being. Waltz, there are questions I need to ask you. About how he broke his curse, about Mother being his teacher, about Mythos. There is so much to ask him, I do not even know where to start. We have plenty of time for explanations now, Princess. After your birthday, Delora and I will pick up your magic education, but for now you should rest. I will give you the full story of my apprenticeship and curse another day. But, Princess, Chewie, I just thought I'd let you know that when Parfait came into this battle, she expected to die. She told all of us that while we were sitting around trying to plot a risky plan. I glanced at Chewie, who nodded quietly. Was it because of her frailty of the Great War, or did Parfait somehow have a feeling? Oh, also, congratulations on breaking your curse, princess. Oh, that's right. Chewie sits up straight, his eyes narrow behind his glasses. Well, I was supposed to congratulate her first. Chewie stands and kisses me promptly on the cheek. My cheeks flush, and even Waltz looks embarrassed. Congratulations, my sweet. It was all very dramatic when your curse broke. There was this bright light and wait. Why was there no bright light when I broke my curse? Both Walt and I burst into laughter. Chewie just sighs dramatically. He leans against my shoulder, and I do not protest. I have a feeling that getting through the memories of last night might be easier with him here. If anyone can put a smile on my face, it's Chewie. We hope to see you again at the Martian soon, princess. I will be back. After all, I have friends there. Ah, she said the friends word. Did I speak falsely? No, of course not. It's the truth. Anyways, I need to get going. I've explained what happened to your father, but you should talk with him privately soon. After everything that happened last night, speaking to the king is the last thing on our mind, but I suppose it must be done. Thank you, Walt. And you, Chewie, might want to ask for a guest room. But no bed is as comfy as the princess. I nudge him without realizing, but Chewie just laughs. We promise Waltz that we will see him and everyone else in the Martian soon. Afterwards, Waltz hurries out and shuts the door. My eyes go to the edge of my bed, where something shiny catches my eyes. Oh, it's the slippers! The glass slippers are a reminder of everything that happened yesterday. Of the fact that life goes beyond just black and white. Good and evil are subjects? Subjugated? In the end, life is gray, mother. Both good and evil. Even so, even though fairy tale endings cannot exist, I still want my to live my life with everyone else. Mythos centered his life around a single person. He was selfish. I will become someone better than him. Thinking about Mythos makes me remember something. Chewie, yesterday you said that you took care of Mythos during the Great War. That no one came to him. Was that true? I don't know, Catherine. He acted like it was, though, wasn't it? So you never knew Mythos? No, I did not know him at all. I don't know if I would have been able to strike him down if I did. I don't know what burden he carried, but it seemed heavy. I only guessed at what I could say to distract him. I'd heard rumors of a strong witch that was abandoned for so many years. That must have been him. It might not have been. Maybe. So deception exists in everyone, but it is not entirely what Mother said it was. Wait, Catherine, you know how it ended? My birthday is tomorrow. I sit in the throne room speaking to my father, who has listened to my tale with patience. When it is over, he looks at me sadly. I owe you an apology, Catherine. This whole time you have been on your own, and I could not do a thing for you. You came now. Starting first by explaining what happened between you and Mother. You knew she was a witch, right? I did. You did too, before she forcibly erased your memories. I tried reaching out to you many times when you were a child, but my efforts were met with resistance. Still, I cannot excuse myself for what I have done. I truly abandoned you, and I am very sorry for that. Oh, he finally apologizes after all this time. Yes, I will explain the story to you if you give me time. For now, I would very much like to mend my bond with you. Yes. To be honest, the king still angers me. He only apologized now after all of this has come to light. Whether or not I was difficult to speak to, he still had an obligation to seek me out. He is still late to care about. He is still my father, and I can't forgive him. Forgive him, Catherine. I can learn to trust him. Yes, go, trust him. It will take time, but I would like to mend our bond. I would also like to try speaking with Emma, Rod, and Ophelia, but that will take time, too. The king smiles at me. It is one of the first honest smiles I have seen from him in years. We have time, all the time in the world. We will mend our family bond, I promise. As I turn to leave the room, the king calls out to me, Catherine, I am proud of you, more proud than any father in the realm could ever be of his child. Oh, she's smiling. No. After what happened, we searched for Fritz, but he has vanished. Mythos and Varg has said that they had replaced him, but they never said anything about what had happened to him. We searched endlessly, but to no avail. All we can hope is that he is safe and that I will reunite with him again in the future. Oh, Walt's performance today was amazing, don't you agree, Mr. Chewie? I agree. You ladies look especially charming with so many lilies floating around you. Oh my. He always speaks like that. Do not mind him. It has been a whole month since the events at the palace. My birthday has come and gone. Now my life begins. I am practicing magic with Walt and Delora, attempting to bond with my family and visiting the Martian when time allows me to. Anise was overjoyed to see me visiting often. Since Chewie operates from there as a doctor, I visit often. Mostly though he clings to me like a leech. Oftentimes I find him in my bed when I could have sworn he was sleeping in another room for the night. Sometimes at night he has nightmares of blood in sands and of Mythos' death. At those times I am glad to be sitting right beside him, so I can promise him that things are all right. As for the fairy tale curse, I have no idea how Catherine puts up with you. Rod's voice came out from between his lips. Now he can actually speak. How? Since the fairy tale curse was tied to Mother's still living soul in the crystal, her disappearance and my taking her place immediately caused the root to vanish. I have been working for days to break everyone's fairy tale curse with magic, and when I am done, no one in the kingdom will have to suffer from it ever again. And now the Martian is not just a place reserved for the cursed, now it is open to the public. Catherine enjoys it, though. She finds my poetic weavings to be the best in the kingdom. What he means to say is I can only put up with them because of our relationship. Loving someone so much you can put up with their nonsensical poetry. I thought you were the nice one, Princess Emma. No, she has a point. Emma focuses her attention on a musician standing off in the distance. She points excitedly and rushes after them, pulling her brother with her. Her guards follow. Ever since the incident at the palace, we have had more security. I do not blame the king, though it can be tiring at times. Luckily, he is more lax with me. When I told him Chewie was going to be with me, he settled with having Emma and I share guards. So I do get to be alone with Chewie often. Father was wary of him at first, until he found out he was a renowned doctor. Now he and Chewie get on well enough. Yeah, Father Protection Squad. Chewie takes a step closer to me, and I place my hands around his arm. Oh, look at them, how adorable. Friends. Friends, right, Catherine? I am no prince, nor am I a knight in shining armor. I am just a doctor who has been blessed with the most beautiful woman in the world. Chewie begins to lead me through town again. He is one of the only constants in my ever-changing life. He is the one that will always make me smile, and we share a burden, the burden of a friend's death. He is more burdensome with the nightmares than I am. While I wish I could do more to help, I can at least listen to him, just like he listens to me. No matter the burden, it can be overcome. Catherine? Yes? I love you more than anything in the world. I love you too as a friend, right? We share one kiss, ignoring the spectators in the town, with a shared smile. Then we follow after Emma. We did it! We saved Rumple! Ugh. I feel so. Okay, I just stretched. Okay. Mm. So we saved. Mm. I can speak. Yay, we did it! Huzzah! We saved Rumpelstiltskin, aka Rumble, aka Chewie, which I know for a fact I probably will never say his right name. I don't know. Okay, so then the next person should be Karma. And then afterward, Walton. Bah! Walt and Fritz endings or story should be open. Okay, well then, at least they're happy together as friends. Right? 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 We are just friends, right, Joey? But it does beg the question, and I do wonder: is there a way to kind of like stop this from happening? Like stop it entirely from having everyone to choose this? That is my question of the day. That is the question of the day, and that is a question we will hopefully solve one day. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just saying. Spouting nonsense at the moment. But we did it! We saved Chewie. We saved him from death. Thank you for all the people who did make this game, and I guess see you all next time.